Hello and welcome to the Footstep webinar today. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I hope you find it very beneficial and you'll be able to advise your clients all about our mobile safaris and Makoro trails in the future. Please do not hesitate to ask any questions as we go through. You can use the questions box, the instant messenger box, type in any questions and I will answer all the questions at the end of each section. Just a brief background on Footsteps in Africa. We are a sales, marketing and central reservations company for 7 unique and privately owned lodges in Botswana, a mobile safaris operation and an air charter company. You can see below the list of all the properties that we represent and our air charter company. We only service the travel trade, no direct bookings. Botswana made easy for you. 1 email, 1 booking, and we do the full itinerary and 1 invoice. We'll start off with our mobile safaris. Explorer expeditions. Our mobile safaris cover prime wildlife areas in Botswana. In the northern and central of Botswana, we've got Kakanika and Kwai regions in the Maremi Game Reserve, Savuti and Chobe Riverfront in the Chobe National Park, and we've just introduced 3 new regions as well, the Makgadikgadi Pan, Naipan and Central Kalahari Game Reserve. Here on the map you can see where all the individual areas have been circled. Just a little bit on each. We'll start off in the Maremi. The Kakanika region is in the heart of the Maremi Game Reserve on the eastern side of the Okavango Delta. Consistently rewards guests with wonderful game sightings such as lion, leopard, wild dogs, things like that. And then obviously your red lechwe and all of your plains game there as well. Has permanent water along with very dry vegetation as well. So that also gives a very different feel with the permanent water and then the drier areas. Then we've got the Kwai area, so the north gate entrance of the Maremi Game Reserves on the banks of the Kwai River. It's one of the best safari destinations in Botswana with the vast open floodplains bordered by the Mopani Forest and the riverine woodland. Game viewing in the Maremi Game Reserve is renowned for being very rewarding, with a vast array of species actually. They have over 500 species of birds to be seen. And then your wildlife including buffalo, lion, wild dogs, cheetah, leopard, hyena, and then your giraffe, impala, red lechwe, etc. Then we're going to go over to the Chobe National Park, where we've got our Savuti region. It lies within the heart of the Chobe National Park and boasts one of the highest concentrations of wildlife in the African continent. Over the years, the area has really developed a reputation for being a prime place to view predators, especially your lion, your leopard and your spotted hyena. And after the first summer rains have fallen approximately November, December time, tens of thousands of zebra come to this area to feast on the sweet marsh grass. Then right up north, but there by Kosani, we've got the Chobe Riverfront. Situated in the extreme northeast of the Chobe National Park, it's a home to a wide variety of wildlife. It's remarkable the sheer numbers that come to the Chobe Riverfront, especially during the winter months, the drier months, and the animals come and they drink at the Chobe River there, especially your elephant and your buffalo, as well as some sable as well. Sable can be seen in this region. And the floodplains are the only place in Botswana that puku antelope can be seen, so that makes it very special as well. Then we've got Makgadikgadi National Park, or the Makgadikgadi Pans. It's a large salt pan in the northeastern Botswana. It's one of the largest salt pans in the world. And the pan actually remains for what used to be the Lake Makgadikgadi, which was actually covered an area larger than the size of Switzerland. And it dried up thousands of years ago and left the salt pan. And the landscape is often described as looking like the surface of the moon. And then just up north, as part of the Makgadikgadi Pans, it forms part of the Makgadikgadi Pans, is the Naipan. Naipan is a large salt pan, and it's a seasonal home to large herds of zebra and their migration. Each year, approximately 25,000 zebra move through the Makgadikgadi and Naipan region. And as they move, obviously the predators follow them. So lion and hyena and cheetah will also be in the area at these times of year. Then we've got the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. The land is mostly flat. It's very sandy, obviously being a desert, but it is covered by short grasses and small bushes there. The park contains wildlife such as giraffe, brown hyena, warthog, cheetah, wild dog, the big black-maned Kalahari lions, which are famous in the Kalahari, eland, gemsbok, and your red hartebeest. Our mobile safaris are like the grand African explorers of old, and what makes them so unique? Mobile safaris are self-sufficient and self-contained. And our mobile safaris, your guests can travel whenever they want to suit their itinerary. We don't have set departures. We don't have set dates that we do or set itineraries. We can be completely flexible with itineraries and dates to fit around your client's requests. Our mobile safaris are a perfect complement to several days in a lodge. So you can package it together with our permanent properties as well. So you could do a few nights in a lodge and a few nights on mobile safari. And our mobile safaris run with a minimum of only 2 people. Here in this lovely this lovely gentleman here, meet Mok, the gentle giant of the Maremi. Our mobile safaris are owner-run operation. And in this picture you can see Mogomotsi Motlepele. He's better known as Mok. He is the owner of the mobile safaris, and he runs everything himself. He's one of the many passionate people changing the landscapes of tourism industry in Botswana today. He has such a passion for what he does and for guiding, and this comes across to his guests. He started his career in some of the luxury lodges in the Okavango. So Mok has a clear understanding of what it takes to ensure clients' comfort, safety, enjoyment, and what they want. He ensures that every need of the client is met from the moment they arrive to the moment they leave. And his passion and enthusiasm will ensure your guest mobile safari will remain the highlight of their African wildlife adventure for many, many years. As a qualified and highly experienced wildlife guide, he knows the immense wilderness of Botswana, and Mok ensures that each of his safaris offers an insight into the country's fascinating wildlife and varied culture of his people. He's very enthusiastic about showing people his country. It's where he grew up, it's where he was born and raised, and he's very excited to show and to share his country with the guests that come on his vehicle. He's a perfect host. And with Mok comes an excellent team. He has a great support team that travel with him. He has 2 camp assistants that will take care of camp construction, the heavy lifting, the collecting of the firewood, the making of the fire, and all those dirty jobs. And then he's got Kathy. Kathy is an incredible chef. She makes the most incredible meals over just a fire. No need for a stove or an oven for Kathy. She can make everything from scratch and cook it all over a fire. And she has become famous with her homemade bread. And Mok's attention to detail is he definitely goes above and beyond. He's very understanding when it comes to guest needs. And he realizes that, especially with women on a safari, if women have a problem, they often don't want to talk to a man about it. And with this in mind, Mok takes along with him on every safari a female hostess. And she's there to make sure that all the clients are comfortable, that every need is met within the camp. And if the women obviously have a problem, they've got somebody to talk to as well. And it also, with the hostess, just gives that special feminine touch on the camp itself. Getting there. All our mobile safaris depart from Maun in the early morning. So if clients would like to take an overland transfer, so basically do from start to finish in overland by road, they would need to stay in Maun the night before. But alternatively, we can fly them in with Delta Air to the first camp if they want to fly in at a later time in the day. So for instance, if they arrive with Air Botswana or South African Airways, then we can collect them from Maun, we can fly them straight into their first camp. Private guide and dedicated game drive vehicle is at your guest disposal to show the best of the area. And your crew, the crew that travel with Mock, they go in a separate utility vehicle to set up the camp. So your guests, from the moment they arrive in Maun or get picked up from the airstrip, they will not see the crew and the separate utility vehicle. They will not see the camping equipment or the food or anything like that. That goes in a separate vehicle. By the time your guests arrive at the camp, all the tents are ready, the beds are made, the kitchen's busy, the drinks are cold, the water's hot, and the campfire is waiting for them. There's nothing better for your clients when they get to camp to sit around the campfire. It's often been called the bush TV. Sit around, immerse themselves in watching the fire and have a cold drink. On all of our mobile safaris, all our vehicles are equipped with fridges. Therefore, a guest can have a cold drink every single day, whatever time of the day it is. Whether it's day 1 of their safari or day 10, they're guaranteed to have a cold drink. Accommodation. Our accommodation is in comfortable 3 metre by 3 metre dome tents. There's twin beds, fully equipped with linen, side tables, lamps, and then they've got a basic ensuite facility with bucket shower and toilet. You can see on this side view here, at the back of the tent, you can see where the bathroom is there. And then here you can see the inside view of the tent, and as you see, you come in, you walk all the way through to the back. There's no going around the tent to get to the bathroom, you just walk straight through. The ensuite bathrooms are equipped with a bucket shower, and hot water is supplied whenever the guest would like to take a hot shower. Camp assistants fill the bucket showers for the guests, and they have an access to the bathrooms at the back. Therefore, guests never have to worry about staff traipsing in and out of the tents to fill the buckets. They just go into the access at the back, fill up your bucket, and then they'll come and advise you your hot water's ready, you can go and have a shower. The snoozer chair. The snoozer chair has definitely become famous. Each tent has 2 snoozer chairs outside the tent, and then they also then later on will get moved to the fire area. But these snoozer chairs are used for siesta time between drives. Perfect for a snooze or reading a magazine, just relaxing, taking chill time during the hottest time of the day, and guests can just sit and watch the world go by, listen to the sounds of the bush. The camp is set up with a separate dining tent. All meals are communal, so the whole camp will eat meals together. And as I said earlier, Kathy, the famous chef, she will bake fresh bread for breakfast, freshly baked puddings round off the 3-course dinners. Everything is prepared and served in this dining area. And you can see there from the outside the dining area there. Our mobile safaris offer game drives at all the destinations and regions that they operate in. Some very up-close experiences with the amazing wildlife. Some fantastic photographic opportunities. And also the chance to see some ancient rock art in the Savuti region if clients are visiting the Savuti region. And then in the Chobe riverfront also, There is an optional activity. It is an extra, but it is offered to clients. If they would like to go on a sunset cruise along the Chobe River, then this is also offered, as I said, an optional extra. Now we get on to our rates. High season, you're looking at about $540 US dollars per person per night. That's the rack rate. And then low season, $420 per person. This includes all meals, drives, park fees, and stipulated drinks. As I said earlier, only a minimum of 2 guests per safari. But we do recommend that minimum of 2 nights in one place. Your guests don't want to be sitting in a vehicle all the time. Therefore, we always suggest that they stay in one region for at least 2 nights. But the options and the itineraries that can be put together with the mobiles in the different regions and adding on to lodges is endless. Here's some just 2 quick packages just to give you an idea of prices. 6 nights at a mobile safari from between $2,520 per person to $3,240 per person, and that's rack. And that's mount to mount inclusive of all transfers, meals and drinks. And then 6 nights, if they want to do, for instance, 3 nights in a fixed camp and 3 nights on a mobile safari, we've got an option here: 3 nights Oddballs camp, 3 nights Kakanika mobile, between $2,360 to $3,125, and that's again rack. But as I say, we can put together any itineraries. If your clients want to start off, say, 4 nights mobile, and then they want to go on to a bit more upmarket lodges for 4 nights, we can put together any options you would like. Now we're going on to our Mokoro Trail. As I mentioned before, the Oddballs Mokoro Trail is very different to the mobile safaris. Slightly more rustic, however works very well in itinerary together with our mobile safari. Our Oddballs Mokoro Trail is one of the great wilderness adventure camping trails of the world. And what the trail consists of is first and last night are spent in camp. Either Oddballs or Oddballs Enclave, and then a minimum of 2 nights in the middle, but as many as you would like are spent out on trail, camping out on the islands in the delta, and off they go in the dugout canoe in the Mokoros, and with all their camping equipment and their guide, and they go out camping. Here you can see in this picture, the guide packs up the Mokoro with camping equipment and supplies, and guest and guide choose the food they would like to take with them. The guide will take the guest into the pantry and they'll go and pick what food they're going to take together, and it's very hands-on and exciting experience. They pack up the Mokoro and off they go. And then as the day passes, the guide will select an island to camp on. They'll beach the Mokoro and then he'll set up camp. You can see here the tents are slightly different to the ones on the Mokoro Trail. They are slightly smaller, and they also do not have the ensuite bathrooms attached. The guide will gather firewood, collect water, and the general establishment of the campsite. He'll put everything together, and then after that you can go out on an afternoon activity, a walk exploring the area that you're staying in. And on return in the evening, the fire will be set up by the guide. And then with the guide's assistance, the guest will prepare and cook all the food. And it's such a nice experience for the guests. They're going to cook over a campfire, which many guests have never done before. They've never cooked over an open fire in the middle of nowhere. And it becomes very much a group activity, the guest and the guide chatting and getting to know each other and preparing and cooking the food together. An early rise the next morning, and they'll go out for a morning activity, go out for a walk, go and experience and explore the islands there in the delta. And then on their final day of trail, guests will return to Oddballs or Oddballs Enclave for a minimum of 1 night to acclimatise again. This time they'll definitely have a different frame of mind. They'll, rather than having to become used to the idea of wild adventure. Now they're having to face the civilization again and learn how to face that. As I say, 1 night lodge, minimum 2 nights out on trail, and then 1 night back at the lodge. And here, as I say, you can minimum 2 nights on trail, but we have a guest that comes for three weeks every year. He goes out camping for 3 weeks, and it's a wonderful experience. The rates of the Mokoro Trail are based on the nightly rate of whichever camp they start and end with, either Oddballs Camp, Oddball, or Oddballs Enclave. And there is a small additional fee that the government have put in place. Is a government wilderness camping fee of $30 per person. And this is payable directly by the clients to the camp. And clients are required to bring a sleeping bag with them, but however, alternatively, they can hire these directly from the camp. And then before I finish off here, Delta Camp also offer a very similar experience, being the Chiefs Island walking trail. The concept is the same as the Mokoro Trail. First and last night at Delta Camp, minimum 2 nights out camping. The only big difference is it's slightly more luxurious, larger tents, full linen, and also a chef will join on the Delta Camp Chiefs Island walking trail. So guests do not need to prepare or cook any of the food there. As the chef will do all of that. Any questions before we leave on anything? Thank you for joining us. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. My email address is tara@footsteps-in-africa.com. Visit our website www.footsteps-in-africa.com. All our rates, images, fact sheets, and everything you'll ever need is on our website. And if you can't find it there, just pop me an email and I'll happily send it through. And a recording of this webinar has been saved and it will be uploaded to our site very shortly. So if you want to go back and listen to it again, you're welcome to. Again, thank you all for joining us, and I hope you will listen in again soon.